Hey everyone, this is Rob with the Point Calculator. Today I will be going over the cash value of the Bank of America Premium Rewards Card based on spend, benefits, and fees. The values I enter are going to be my own, so I recommend you jump to this calculator using the link in the description below. Enter in your values and calculate the cash value of this card based on your spend habits. So the Bank of America Premium Rewards Card earns travel reward points. These points are worth 1 cent each for all redemptions. That includes the travel center, gift cards, and cash back. So you will not have any fluctuating point values here. In terms of transfer partners, we are looking at 0. So these are not transferable points. These points can only be redeemed with Bank of America. Next up is Loyalty Rewards Program. You will not earn any type of hotel or airline status with this card, but with you will be able to get with this card is a bonus based on how much money you have invested with Bank of America, Merrill Edge, or Merrill Lynch. So if you have a good amount invested, and we're talking good amount as in values between 20K to 100K, you will get a bonus. You will also get a small bonus if you have a checking or savings account with Bank of America. So these are a few things you want to consider. So next, we're going to go ahead and enter in some category spending, the best part. So with the category spending, remember you can jump to this calculator and enter your own values. You can hit on this plus minus categories, add the categories you want on the card, and that way you can enter spend for whatever categories you plan on running through this card. So let's go ahead and enter a few values here. First off, starting off here, travel is a pretty general category, so I'm going to break this down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add in a few travel categories. So I'm going to add Hilton. What else to add here? Let's add an airline. So let's say American. And let's add rental car. Those are always 3 to choose from. So I'm going to leave travel up here blank, and I'm going to just enter values for those categories I added. So restaurant dining, for me, that's about $350 per month. Bank of America Travel Center. So this is pretty much the portal in which you can book travel directly through Bank of America. For this calculator, I'm going to enter a value of, let's just say, $2,000 a year. American Airlines, let's say outside of the travel center, you spend a little bit of money on American Airlines yourself. Let's say about $1,500. And like I said, these values may be different for you. Hilton, I'd say about $3,000 per year. Car rentals, for me specifically, that's about $2,000 per year. And non-category, let's go ahead and enter $1,200 per month. So the good thing about this card is that it earns 1.5 points per dollar spent on non-category purchases. So there's no need to attach this card to a 1.5% return card because it's already included here. So that's one of the good benefits of the card. So with those spend values entered, I'm looking at 46,000 travel reward points, which is worth $460. Not too bad. Next up is monetary bonuses and perks. This card has a few specific perks. The first one being the $100 airline travel credit. So you will receive this credit annually for seat upgrades, baggage fees, in-flight services, lounge fees, things of that nature. You'll have $100 allotted to that every year. Swipe the card for one of those charges, and it will deduct from the credit. Next up is the Global Entry TSA PreCheck credit. Now this credit is not usually seen on non-luxury cards too often. One of the only other exceptions being the Venture card. So basically, when you use this card to pay for the application fee of Global Entry and or TSA PreCheck, it will deduct from the 100 there. This credit is usable once per 4 years. So once you use it for the application fee, you will not be able to use the credit again for 4 years. And that's how long Global Entry / TSA PreCheck lasts. The good thing about this credit too is if you already have Global Entry or TSA PreCheck, you can use this card to pay for someone else's application fee and it will still trigger the credit. So you do not have to be the applicant. In terms of perk bonus, if there's a benefit on the card that you want to assign a value to, you can click here and enter that in there. But for now, I will leave that at 0. Next up is annual fees. The card has a $95 annual fee. It is not waived the first year, so you will feel the full force of that fee within the first month of having the card. Good thing, there is no authorized user fee for this card, so you can add users to help you build more points in the dining, travel categories, and of course non-category purchases. So that's a good thing there. So when we scroll down here, we are looking at a total card value of $565 with a 2% return. So again, this is based off of my specific spend that I entered. Yours may be a little higher or a little lower, all depends on your spend. So let's scroll back up real quick and look at the maximum you can get. So let's say you have 100K invested with Bank of America, Merrill Edge, and or Merrill Lynch. So with that said, you will receive a big boost. So travel will then get you 3.5 points as well as dining. And then Bank of America Travel Center will get you the 2.62 multiplier. And then non-category purchases will get you the 2.625. So the travel and the dining will be raised to 3.5. So this is a 75% boost to your point values overall. So you're looking at a quite nice return here. So with this factored in, that bumps up the earnings to 80,500 travel reward points, which is worth $805. So with all that said, we are looking at a higher return of 3.36% now and 910 in total cash value. So first, let's compare it against the Citi Thank You Premier card. So it has a similar earning structure. The Citi Thank You Premier card earns thank you points. It earns 3 points per dollar on travel and 2 points per dollar on both dining and entertainment. Thank you points at the current moment is worth 1.25 cents each. Just as a default, you get a bonus for thank you points. That bonus is going away in September of this year, which is 2019, and they will be worth 1 cent each. So at the moment, I'm going to leave that at the 1.25 cents. We'll come back to that. In terms of loyalty rewards and bonuses, there's nothing offered by this card except for the point boost that you already see factored in the currency worth. Transfer partners. The Thank You Rewards program transfers to a significant amount of partners here. Not too bad. The only U.S. airline in here is the JetBlue TrueBlue points. The rest of these are international airlines, so that's something to keep in mind. In terms of redemptions here, besides using it on the travel portal for the 1.25 cents each, it can be used for cash back, their own personal shopping portal, Amazon Expedia, and things of that nature. So next up is the category spending. So let's go ahead and copy the values to the right. So based off the same spend values, once we scroll down here, you are looking at $460 for the Premium Rewards card and $553 for the Citi Premier. So a pretty big difference there, and that's mainly due to the 3x on the travel and the slight boost in point value. Scrolling down here, you will see that the Premier card does not have any monetary bonuses or perks, but it does have an annual fee, but it does not kick in into the second year. So looking at first year value, we're looking at a 2% return versus a slightly higher return, so 2.08 versus 2.04, so 565, 553, not a big difference there. So what about the second year? So second year, we'll assume you've used the global entry fee, and we will kick in the annual fee. And you are looking at 1.72 versus 1.69. So again, the Premium Rewards card comes out on top, but just remember that the thank you points can be worth a lot more if you're able to get more value out of these points. Obviously, it will take the lead. So let's bump it up to 1.7 for instance and scroll back down here. So now you're looking at 753. And then after the fee is factored in, you're looking at 658. So not a bad return there. 2.43% is not too shabby. So what about when these points are worth 1 cent each? Let's go ahead and bump it down to 1 cent. So when they are worth 1 cent each and they're on an even playing field, obviously that's going to give you a lower value. It was barely beating the premium card to begin with. So you're looking at 443 And then once the fee is factored in the second year, you're looking at a terrible return of 1.28%, which is pretty bad. So, I mean, if you're going to be going for thank you points, you want to make sure you can get some good value out of those points by transferring them to partners. That's going to make the difference when comparing two cards like this. So we saw how it stacked against a card pretty much in the same playing field. Let's see how it stacks up against a luxury travel card. So here we have the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Ultimate reward points are worth 1.5 cents when you have this card, thanks to the 50% bonus. And this value is when you use the points on the Chase Travel Portal. Outside of that, the points can be used for a few things here. We got Amazon, gift cards, cashback, Apple, etc. Obviously, when you transfer these points to partners, you can get a greater value. So some pretty solid choices here. You got Hyatt, IHG, JetBlue, TrueBlue, Marriott, etc. So pretty good transfer partners, which can get you some great value. Loyalty and bonuses, nothing in terms of those for the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So let's slide down to the category spending. The values are already copied over from the last card, so let's jump down to the totals. But before I get to the totals, the Chase Sapphire Reserve earns 3 points per dollar on both travel and dining. In case you want to know that before we got to the totals. So we're looking at 460 versus 727, significantly higher with the about the same amount of points, not a big difference, but the points are worth so much more that you get a lot more value when put towards travel. So monetary bonuses and perks. The Sapphire Reserve has a $300 travel credit that is given to you annually. So when you swipe the card on things such as travel, so this can be airline tickets, hotels, car rentals, etc., it will take from this travel credit. As you deplete the credit, like I said, it'll automatically remove it, and you'll be good to go. Very easy credit to use, so I will leave that at its full value of $300. Next up is the Global Entry TSA PreCheck credit. Like I said, the travel reward cards, especially the luxury ones, mostly always feature this credit. Let's go ahead and put this to 0 to make this an even playing field with the second year value. So annual fee, $450. This is not waived. So yeah, you will get hit with that fee, so be ready to pay that if you apply for this card. Authorized user fee, $75 per user. So if you add additional friends and family members, it will take $75 out of your pocket. But thanks to the great return this card gives, you can easily make up for that as long as your friends and family are stuffing their face and traveling. So with that said, we are looking at a return of $577 versus 465, so a 1.72% return and a 2.13% return. So even with the big 450 annual fee, obviously this is cut down due to the travel credit. So that's another reason when it comes to annual fees, you got to kind of calculate it and make sure, see if it's worth it, because just because it has a 450 annual fee doesn't mean there isn't value in the card. But that is pretty much it as far as the Bank of America Premium Rewards card. If you found the video useful, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button. Usually try to produce videos like this a few times a week. If you have any videos you want me to do or any cards that you want me to look at, comparisons, etc., let me know in the comments and I will be glad to do those. Again, this has been Rob with the Point Calculator. Have a great day.